Hi guys, welcome back to my XVS guide. Now I'm gonna review Firion Neo Vision. So like usual, let's begin from his stats. Like you can see that his normal form is true dual wield, okay, and his breath shift is true double hand. And for normal form, it is quite amazing because he reached the maximum true dual wield passively, okay, so you don't need to give him anything to increase his true dual wield. You can simply focus on his attack stats, and after that you can give him more killers. Amazing. And like you can see that his attack stats is also pretty decent, 240%, but to get those numbers you need to equip sword, axe, or spear, okay, so those are his main weapons. And for the Brave Shift form, his main weapon is bow, but you can equip great sword and sword too, so it's not a big deal. And on Brave Shift he can still become true dual wield, but I suggest you not to do that because first, he doesn't have +6 times change damage modifier. Second, his true dual wield only 100%. Okay, so stick with normal form if you want to use him as true dual wielder. And the only another thing that make the difference is the killers. Like you can see that on his normal form he has 150% beast killer, and on his brave shift it is 150% bird killer, okay, and for 75% it's also quite different. So make sure you pick the forms which match your enemy type, okay. And yes, I think that's all you need to know about his stats, okay. Pretty amazing, I must say. And I must tell you that like his older version, he also able to equip all weapon types. So yes, it is amazing. Okay, so let's talk about his abilities. So on normal form, he is a Stardust Ray and Absolute Mirror of Equity Chainer. He can chain with Bolting Strike, but on this normal form, it deals very low damage, so let's not use it. For element, he can imbue and imperil wind element, but again, because he is a true dual wield character on this form, you can easily match your partner element. Okay, very nice. And his Stardust Ray move can recover up to 36% health to all allies. This is quite nice, especially if you have good regenerator on your party. Okay, maybe you don't even need healing if you have good regenerator. Very amazing. And he can give Bolting Strike chain to all allies, but really guys, it is useless, I must say, because they cannot multicast this. If you, let's say, want to use a finishing move, then maybe this one is useful, okay, because your partner can chain for you. But let's say if your finisher consists 3 attacks, I don't think this will that good, okay. And for grant this ability, it will grant him another 100% beast killer. Okay, very nice, 100%. So combined with his passive, he gonna deal insane amount of damage. For damage, you can see it on the table. I must say it's a little bit better compared to previous Neo Vision we just got, because remember, back then Stardust Ray chaining move deals about 72 times, but this time it deals 86, 97. So yes, power creep has begun, but still, what makes him really great is killer. Okay, and another note is he cannot increase elemental damage. So maybe, for example, Neo Vision Rain, yes, his Stardust Ray only deals 72 times, but remember he has 20% increased fire damage. So in the end, their damage may be not that different if you don't count the killers. Okay, for rotation it is pretty simple. Use the Watchword to buff 300% attack for himself. This will make his attack deadly, and imperil and imbue wind element. And tada, after that, simply spam that blood weapon and use Fin Briar when it is available. Okay, and yes, your limit burst only be used when you need to increase your damage modifier, because for damage I don't think it is that great, and it is 8 hits attack, so it is hard to change this. Okay, so yes, that's for normal form. Let's talk about Brave Shift. So, like mentioned earlier, his Brave Shift is through double hand. And on his Brave Shift, he can become Chainer and Finisher. On his Brave Shift form, he can become Bolting Strike, okay, because it is better compared to the normal form, because on this Brave Shift form, he has an ability called Rebellion against the Empire. So this ability gonna increase your Bolting Strike chaining move. Okay, so yes, if you want to use him to chain with Bolting Strike, then use it on Brave Shift form. And another difference is this form main light element instead of wind. Okay, so if the enemy resists against wind, use Brave Shift form, and then your problem is solved. Okay. And like you can see, the damage here, critical impact is the most powerful. It is finishing move. It deals 135 times damage. Wow, pretty high. Okay, maybe you can use it with 2 Stardust Ray and this attack on the last action. Okay, to combo this, not sure, but if you can do that, it is definitely amazing. For limit burst, I must say only use this if you need Bird Killer, okay, because the damage it is good but not amazing at all. He has 50% LB damage from passive and 100% from buff. By the way, it is Grandest ability, so it is only usable 2 times, okay, so quite annoying. And even with that, you only deal 275 times damage. You can increase this damage if you equip LB damage boosting equipment and abilities, but let's not do that. Okay, let's focus on building his true double hand and attack stats. For rotation, it is also simple. Again, use the watchword to increase 300%, and then evil piercing arrow to imbue and imperil enemy light resist, and then rebellion against empire, because this rebellion against empire will also increase your almost all skills damage. Okay, and tada! Finally, you can spam any offensive skills you want. Choose, okay, whether you want to become Bolting Strike, Stardust Ray, or even Finisher. Okay, so yes, that's all for his abilities. Now let's talk about equipment. So yes, Fearion able to equip all equipments, but another problem is he is kind of locked to sword, spear, and axe. Okay, it is not locked. Okay, but if you don't equip one of those weapons type, you will lose 50% attack. Unequipping one may be acceptable, but let's say you want to get creative by not equipping those 3. That means you're gonna lose 100% attack boost. Beware about that. But again, sword is really nice weapon, so yes, use it sword. And let's say if you need human killer, okay, and you have searing ember, okay, then you can simply ditch your spear to use your katana. Okay, this is really good. Basically, you need to match your weapon with enemy. Okay, really nice, especially on, let's say, like daily challenge. Okay, because daily challenge need you to be able to equip lots of weapon. Depends on enemy weapon weakness. Okay, very amazing. For Brave Shift, and yes, it is true double hand. He can get the most attack boost by equipping bow, sword, and great sword. Okay, and luckily he able to equip great sword. Okay, because yes, great sword is one of the best two-handed weapon. But if you really want to max his damage, then bow is the best weapon, because bow damage modifier is better than great sword. Okay, and yes, nothing particularly special on his Brave Shift. Okay, so simply build through double hand and attack. Okay, and if you have spare abilities or equipment slots, use it for killers. Okay, I don't think it's worth to give him LB damage boost. So enough about equipment, let's talk about partner and priorities. So first, partner. I think one of the best partner for him is Neo Vision Rain. Because yes, Neo Vision Rain is really strong Stardust Ray chainer, okay? And he able to give Firion, to imbue Firion with fire element. So this is really good combination. And also remember, Rain able to increase fire damage, which will benefit Firion. Okay, really nice. And both of them are also beast killer, so really good pair when you need to kill beasts either on trial or dark vision. And the second good partner is of course Elena. Elena is one of the best, not actually the best bolting strike chainer we have right now. So if you want to use Fearion Waltros, then yes, Elena is really good. Because again, Fearion Brave Shift for main element is light, so it really matches with Starlight Elena. Okay, very nice. And for support, bring character who able to imbue and imperil another element beside wind and light. Okay, like example, Dr. Aiden here for dark elemental imbue and imperil. Okay. And for abilities, I think the first ability you need to level up is Blood Weapon, because yes, I really like Stardust Ray. And yes, this Blood Weapon is really nice because it will recover your allies' health. 36% are a lot, okay? Especially for tank, that can mean like 10,000. Very amazing. And yes, if you want to use him as Stardust Ray Chainer, then it's better to use his normal form, because remember, on his normal form, he has Fiendbriar. Okay, so Blood Weapon is your priority. And second, Sword Fighter. This Sword Fighter, this is nice if you really want to use Stardust Ray Chain on his Brave Shift form. But again, on his Brave Shift form, I think he should become Bolting Striker or Finisher. Okay, either way, you need to awaken, Rebellion against the Empire if you want to make him into Finisher. But if you don't plan to use him as a Finisher, then you can leave this Rebellion against the Empire at level 1, because the damage modifier boost stays the same on all level. Okay, so enough about partner and priorities. My conclusion for Firion Neo Vision. So Neo Vision Firion is another DPS, okay, which maybe not seems amazing, okay, seems not amazing, but actually I can say that he is pretty good. First, because he has 3 chaining families in one character, okay, really amazing. But maybe the Mirror of Equity chaining family is not that powerful, but still, he able to do that, and nice, okay. And maybe the biggest thing which make him better compared to previous released Neo Vision is his killers, okay. Like you have seen that on the beginning, he has lots of killers, okay, range between 50 to 150%. So if you combine him with right Esper, then he can deal insane amount of damage, okay. So wow, really nice. And remember, he also able to recover while attacking. So let's say if you bring 2 Firion, your friend, and this Firion, that means you're gonna recover 72%. So yes, I think that's enough for not bringing a healer to your party. Okay, so you can focus on bringing buffer, because sometimes buffers are getting neglected if the situation is tight, okay. But because Firion able to heal, then you may ditch your healer, okay, as long as your buffer able to cover like ailments assist, etc. So yes, very nice. Basically, I can say that he is physical Ash. And for Trust Master reward, bro, I must say it is pretty bad, okay, pretty bad. Because really, take a look on this, guys. 60% attack boost when you fulfill the condition. Like, you know that even on 4 stars, we have 70% attack boost. But this time, Neo Vision only 60%. And restricted to this Sword Axe Spear Bow, kinda annoying. I can say that this is one of the worst Trust Mastery Word on this game. But it is useful for him because you want to activate his Trust ability. But do not chase this Trust Mastery Word. For the STMR, I must say, it is quite confusing. First, I must say the weapon itself is pretty damn good. Because first, okay, bow has nice damage range, 125% to 175%. Okay, it is better than Greatsword, and it has amazing passive, 100% true double hand, 50% LP damage, 50% bird killer. So like I said, this is one of the best two-handed weapon. But the problem is, it is a bow, so it is not used by lots of characters. But if your character is true double hand characters and able to equip bow, then without a doubt, this is one of the best weapon for those characters. Okay, amazing passive. And for Vision card, I must say again, this Vision card also quite nice. Okay, first because it offer you boost for 4 weapons. Like you know that on the past we only get boost for Greatsword and Katana, but this time this Vision card gonna give you access to 4 weapons. And if that characters are true dual wielder, that means same 80%. So it can be used by more characters compared to previous Vision card. Okay, and yes, I think that's all for this Vision card. Maybe the downside is it has only 90 raw attack boost, but only 10 attack difference. Maybe not that important. Okay, so I think that's all you need to know about Fearion. If you like him, I hope you get him, okay? But for me, I probably gonna save my Lapis. Not probably, but I will save my Lapis, okay? For, let's say, like Kingdom Hearts or even Halloween FFBE special characters. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Private Spheres guide. Bye bye, guys!